Kathy Reichs is a top forensic anthropologist whose many best-selling books have been translated into 30 languages around the world and whose work inspired the hit TV series Bones. Her latest novel, The Bone Hacker, follows her beloved main character, Temperance Brennan, on a case where tourists are disappearing from an island in the Caribbean. Kathy joins me this morning in studio with more. It is so great to meet you and great to have you on the show.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Kathy, take us through The Bone Hacker. It's your 22nd novel. What is it about forensic anthropology that keeps you coming back to it, but also your readers as well?
There's something about bones and solving a mystery through the human body, I think, that appeals to people. It's certainly what appeals to Temperance Brennan. It's certainly what appealed to me when I went into the field of forensic anthropology. It combines the humanity with the physical science of bones that you can hold and measure and weigh and photograph.
As a scientist, did it surprise you that you had such a love for words as well?
Such a
love for words?
Well, it did, because I'd never written fiction. When I decided to do the first book, Deja Dead, back in 1994, I really didn't know what I was doing. I had no training in creative writing. I'd done scientific writing. Yeah, I just tried to write the kind of book I like to read.
Well, I mean, you've clearly found an entire career out of it. One of the reasons your books and the show Bones was so loved, I think, is your main character. She is so relatable. She is so interesting. She is so complex in so many different ways. What case is she working on in this current novel?
She is in Montreal, and she's watching the fireworks with her main squeeze, Ryan, and a storm comes up. It strikes a man up on the Jacques Cartier Bridge who's also watching the fireworks. He falls into the river. She's asked to recover him and identify him. He has a tattoo which links to the Turks and Caicos Islands. So she ends up going down there, and because the detective insists on coming to Montreal, lures her down there because they have a serial murder operating, someone who's hacking off the hands of young male tourists. While she's there, the FBI approaches her because there's also some cyber crime going on. Someone is hacking into different security systems and transportation systems. So it's a double entendre, the hacking and the cyber hacking.
Oh my gosh, the play on words there. You used to work as a forensic anthropologist in Montreal. Since then, you've included nods to it in several of your books, obviously in this one as well.
Yeah.
What is it about Montreal?
Oh, Montreal is just such a wonderful city. It's multicultural. It has fantastic restaurants. It has all these little neighborhoods. I just everything but the weather.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. It can be beautiful in the summertime.
Yes, love it.
Yeah, like that winter is something else in Montreal. Kathy, how much of your real life experience in forensic work do you choose to include into these books?
Well, each book it's a thriller. It's a mystery. Somebody gets murdered, the murder gets solved. The difference is the solution is driven by science. So in each of the books, I use a different aspect of forensic science. Not every book uses, well, bones figure into, obviously, the titles all include the word bones. But I try to bring some of my cases in, but some of them, such as The Bone Hacker, are what we used to call in the writer's room at Bones, the show, ripped from the headlines. And that's where the story idea came for this one rather than an actual case.
You've retired from forensic work now, but you obviously are still working like crazy now as a full-time writer. So I know this isn't your last book. It can't be. So what is next for you?
Well, I'm well into book 23, which will be Temperance Brennan. It will be called Fire and Bones. What can I tell? Starts with a fire and takes place largely in Washington, D.C.
Okay, and there will be bones, of course.
And there will be bones, burned bones in this case.
Kathy, it's great to have you in studio. Congratulations on the book, and thank you for continuing to inspire us and entertain us through all of these years.
Well, thank you for reading.
The book, by the way, is called The Bone Hacker. It is now out in all major book retailers. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.